Indian Summer! Okay, here we are. Trenny and C, back with another whiskey review. We're in the midst of our hot, sweltering Indian Summer. We've got a gem for us today. Paul Jean edited.
What?
46% alcohol.
What better place to start the sweltering heat of Indian Summer than in Goa?
Yes.
Which is on the west coast, the southwest of India.
I thought it was east for some reason. But
No, it's on the west.
Cool.
It's on the west.
Cool.
So yeah, we have the Paul John, and it comes from Goa, India, which is a fantastic place that I've actually traveled to myself, which
Nice.
I keep mentioning. But
Have you been to Goa, India before?
I have. Thanks for asking. So here it is. And why don't you pour and I'll bore?
Yeah, sure.
I took some notes. I wrote down some notes. I'm actually just going to pick them up because in the past we've been accused of like, are you reading notes? You know, because sometimes we set up these cue cards behind the camera.
Oh, sure.
You can always tell we're reading. Cause
Yeah,
we don't,
we're like this.
because we come from a school of people that don't read so good. Or
Whatever. Yeah,
whatever that Zoolander joke is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's made by John Distillers, and the founder and the master distiller's last names are both John.
Interesting.
They're unrelated.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Is that a common name in India?
not that I know of. But
Yeah.
Anyway, what do I know?
Yeah.
They first made single malts in 2008. It was first released in 2012.
Okay.
And John Distilleries has done blended whiskey since 1992. And that's just a little bit of information.
Okay.
Now to talk about Goa, where it's made.
Yeah.
Goa is a tropical monsoon climate.
Ooh.
Monsoons, where they lose 10 to 12% to the Angels' share per year, versus say Scotland, where they lose 2% per year.
That's crazy. So in 4 years, they will potentially have lost 40% or more.
Yeah,
of the liquid in the barrel.
The founder of the company was basically saying like, after 10 years, essentially, they have like one in a hogshead barrel. They might have like one bottle's worth left.
That's just crazy.
So what it says here is after 3 years in the hogshead barrel, they're left with 150 bottles.
That's not much.
Versus in Scotland, where they would be left with 350.
Right.
So it's going to be unlikely that you'll ever really come across a Paul John
like
15-year-old or 10-year-old.
Right.
I mean, you might get a 10-year-old, but it might be freaking expensive.
Yeah, super freaking expensive.
So anyway, so this is essentially 3-4-year-old whiskey that we are trying today. And, hey, have we even cut the credits?
No, we haven't. We promise that we'll start doing the color, nose, finish, taste, and viscosity after you listen to this little song.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Trenny and C, drinking whiskey, describing all the flavors for you and me. Irish, Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why.
Okay. We're back. And we have the Paul John edited.
Hopefully you're back as well.
Yeah. And I think you already said it was 46%. Our bottle says for export only. Mm-hmm. It says batch number 3. And it was manufactured on March 18th, 2017.
Cool. Well, let's dive right into this now.
Sure.
Okay, so color, it's actually, it's kind of like this kind of light golden copper sort of thing.
I noted it as a foggy amber.
Foggy amber.
I
okay.
lined it up next to 5 other Indian whiskeys, and there was something kind of murky and foggy about it.
And these are also, I believe,
Non-chill
filtered. So that definitely helps. This one, the edited, is a hint of peat style. So there is some peat smoked barley from Scotland in this one.
I actually really think this has a great nose on it.
I was actually struck right away with, it's not specifically really, really peaty,
No.
but it does have this kind of iodine medicine cabinet kind of smell to it, which not all peated whiskeys have. Some have like that bonfire, where this to me is a little bit more medicinal. Medicinal.
I went back and did tasting or nosing and tasting notes on this a couple of times, and I found a fruity zest in it, like that kind of peel zest. Slightly musty and smoky.
Yes, there's the must there for sure.
There is something minty about it.
Yeah, there is. It's like a menthol.
Yeah, it's got that menthol kind of, minty honey.
Like tobacco, menthol tobacco.
I get actually, like, when I sat down, it was like that loose cigarette tobacco. For some reason, specifically loose.
Yeah, very loose.
But a bit of stale smoke, too. And then there's also like
But then there's the underlying kind of like vanillas and like but it's creamy kind of vanillas, like a pudding or something.
And there's earthy freshness to it.
Earthy freshness. All right, well, I think that's like,
it's a lot of notes.
That's a good nose.
But it is a
good nose.
really,
like,
really good
You can
nose.
get into depth with this nose for sure.
You could spend time on this one.
A lot of people, compare like Amrut is the king of Indian whiskey, but the more I kind of go back and forth between the two and different varieties, like Paul John has a lot of different characteristics that are it's maybe a little more interesting. I don't know. Just sip it. Let's try it. It's got a chew to it, this one. Bottled at 46%. It's definitely not overpowering, but that's a perfect level for this one. It's got kind of a sweet arrival. It's a little bit chewy. I like it. I like it a lot so far.
The thing that I really like about it is that it's uniquely Indian. It's not basically like how do I say this? It's not basically just an imitation Scotch.
No, it's
like
not.
It has its own personality.
It does. It really does, and it's not just that single malt like thing that you get in Scotland where it has that musty, dusty honey, whatever. There's a lot of different characteristics. It almost has, and I've tasted this in other Paul Jeans where I always say Paul Jean like it's French, but where it tastes like it is from like a tropical climate.
Oh, this is uniquely tropical. That's what's great about it, is that it has that Catalan-ness to it.
Yeah, and there is some like acidic pineapple in there too on the taste.
But also like a real heavy green apple to me.
Yeah, it is. It's the I keep saying citrus, but it's like a sour kind of a thing to it, sweet and sour.
It's that zestiness. Yeah, it's like that lemon zest.
It's very nice.
And lightly smoky.
And actually, if you add a couple of drops of water to this one, it brings out the like the sweeter tropical fruits.
Yeah,
like mango and things like that.
Now there is something I mentioned musty before, and it has a bit of a, but in a good way. I'm going to say in a good way. That aged in cardboard box kind of thing going on. That musty, wet cardboard box.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, it can be a bad thing, but in this case, it's a good thing. It has that kind of just like that. I guess the best way to say it is musty. This was the poo bottle. The box smelled like poop.
The poo box has diminished significantly.
It smelled like, was it monkey excrement that you...
Monkey feces.
Monkey feces.
Very specific.
Our hands were left smelling of monkey feces after we unboxed this, but it's pretty good now.
It's dissipated. It's pretty
good now. It might have been those weird like little packets that come in it.
Yeah, like they're
like moisture packets. Yeah. Anyway.
But as you let this one sit, even without a drop of water, like the nose really it like gets. You said green apple. It kind of like crisps up or something. There's something fresh and refreshing about the nose.
This is a really good one.
I'm liking this really a lot. Yeah.
What about finish? What do you got for finish here?
This one, this one actually I'm finding for something that's peaty. It has. That's where you can tell it isn't heavily peated because on the finish it's not just like a smoke bomb in your mouth.
It fades away quickly.
It fades relatively quickly, and that crisp kind of green apple thing makes it stay fresh right to the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got that it has a slight bitterness on the finish, but only mild.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of whiskeys do have a little bit of a bitter finish. It's just the nature of
shows up.
the oak. It's the nature of the fact that the alcohol dissipates.
The vaporization,
and you're
left with
and you're left with just the oak and the actual flavor of the spirit.
dry bitterness. Yeah.
And then viscosity. This one actually, the legs kind of hang around.
She's got legs,
and she knows how to use them. She knows how to booze them.
Indeed, she's got legs and knows how to booze them.
Yeah, it's nice. It's got a really good mouthfeel. There's not a ton of heat for 46%. Yeah, I really like this one. I think this one's better than what I expected. Especially considering the first kind of 2 Indian whiskeys we ever tried were After Dark,
Subpar,
and
Royal Challenge. Yeah. So it has been a step up. I mean, it is a step up in price. I mean, this is for all intents and purposes, tax in $100 bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're getting a good quality of the $100 bottle.
You are. Again, I think we've seen this at the annual Spirit release a few years running, and we've steered clear of it. Until now.
I think for some reason I wasn't attracted to the box or the bottle at first, but now I kind of think it looks kind of classy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
the bottle looks good actually.
Yeah.
I like the bottle. I like the presentation. The box isn't as good.
No,
the bottle is pretty nice.
I think it might be the name of the whiskey too, partly.
Paul John. 2 first names.
Two first names.
What kind of distillery has 2 first names?
And
we digress.
Elijah Craig. That's not a distillery specifically, but anyway, whatever.
Can you score it up?
Jim Beam. I've never met a Beam, really.
No.
Okay, I gave this a 26. You gave this a 28.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, you loved it.
26 isn't that generous.
No, but 27 I think is
overall that's
nice. I mean, it actually probably could be a little bit higher. Really.
I think so.
Really, it should be closer to the 28 range.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what I was feeling at the time.
You were feeling stingy.
So,
anyway,
all right,
pretty good.
Everybody, again, if you haven't tuned in to our other channel, we have a beer review channel called Beer Reviews with Trenny and C. That's just started kicking off. Hopefully some of you guys who have subscribed to us will, go to that channel and say, hey, we'll subscribe, give the support. All the support we need, you can give us is much appreciated.
You probably drink a beer here and there.
Yeah, why not?
Check us out.
That's just it. Whiskey is the lifeblood of Trenny and C.
Right.
But we do enjoy a cold beverage once in a while. It's
cold
Indian
beverage.
summer. We gotta, the sweltering heat. We gotta cool it down
wash it down. Yeah.
Anyway, subscribe to us and that other channel, and press like and all that stuff. Comment. Let us know if you've had some good experiences with Paul Jean, or if you get it in your area and what the prices are. Because usually, $100 is a lot steeper than most people, but we'll see.
Cheers.
That's such a wussy.